Welcome back to Training Camp Insider. We are joined by Stony Brook co-offensive coordinator and offensive line coach Chris Bache. Coach Bache, it's always a pleasure. Great to see you.
Man.
Happy fall camp. How's it been going?
It's been very good. Camp's been pretty electric right now. You know, kids are getting after it, playing hard, and just finished off a scrimmage yesterday. So I just graded that, and I think the kids are performing at a pace where we want them right now, and understanding the process of what's asked of them. And I think there's a lot of carryover from the springtime to summer acquisition that we had with the kids, and more of a veteran type of group in certain spots, sort of say. And so the carryover of understanding the who, the what, and the why, I think we're doing a very good job with that right now.
Have you ever had a group where you return this much on the line, this much at skill, and obviously you are finding a new quarterback, which is
I mean, I think for the most part, to be honest, with the teams that I have been associated with, not necessarily at Stony Brook, at times at Stony Brook, but at other schools, that that's really a formula for a championship year, just because you have that. Now, obviously, you got to go play the games and do those type of things, but you talk about the buy-in and that kind of deal. I think our kids have bought into what we're asking them to do, and going through the process of the practices and what's asked of them as far as, like I said, the who, the what, and the why. They're understanding the concepts. It's nothing new to them. We've simple things down, dumb things down for them, so they've really got a good feel of really what we're trying to do, and they're playing at a high rate of speed.
Let's start with that line.
Yeah.
Kyle Nunez is the anchor, a preseason All-America, pretty much consensus. You get him back for his 6th year. What's it been like to work with Kyle throughout this time with his time in the program, and what are you expecting from him this season?
Yeah, I mean, he's been here quite a while. I teased him the other day. He's like a, guy that's been here for 10 years, sort of say, just because with all the COVID stuff and all that kind of deal. But I recruited him right when he was from high school, and the time just blew by. And it's hard to really believe that he's that old or has been here that long. But pleasure to coach. I mean, he's a coach on the field, and one of the best things that I've seen him as a trait lately is him taking younger guys under his arm, and really that's unique with our room that we have. I mean, there's no ostracization of guys of levels of grades and things like that, and the camaraderie within the group. I think he brings a good leadership quality that way. As far as a player, he's a versatile player. Obviously, he can play any of the 3 interior spots, right, left guard, or center, and has a lot of things going that way. He's been relatively healthy, which is good, and looking for big things about him. Continue to be that leader, continue to be that role model, and like where he's at right now.
Tyson Lawton is going to be the focal point of this offense. Leads the league in rushing last year. And he's the preseason offensive player of the year. You know that other teams are going to key in on him when they scout Stony Brook this season. So what does Tyson need to do to continue the success that he's had, and how dynamic of a running back can he be?
Man, I just think Tyson's Tyson. His God-given talents and abilities speak for themselves. When you got a really good player, that you don't coach that. That's just what they have it. His big thing is to stay healthy, and we're being smart with him and practicing and those type of things. I think he's got a veteran group in front of him to help him open holes, and he has the vision and understanding and the speed and twitch, athleticism, the things that you really want to find in a guy. And I think he's coming on his own, and being an older guy now has picked up all those things, as I alluded to in the past, about understanding the who, the what, and the why, and don't have to explain things to him, and plays the game. The game's slow to him now, meaning that he sees the whole big picture. So I'm anxious to see what happens with it.
How about quarterback, Coach? You have 3 quarterbacks gunning for the job right now. Where do you guys stand with that?
Well, I mean, like I said, all those guys have their unique traits as far as what they do, and they're all interesting in that sense. The cream rises at the top, sort of say. When you really break it down, there's differences of the learning curve, differences in arm strength, processing information, and we've put all 3 of them through all the paces. And ultimately, as an offensive staff, we'll sit down and decide what we want to do, and it's been fun watching them work.
With the potent rushing attack that you guys have demonstrated over the last couple of years, I mean, you lead the league in time of possession last year. You finished 2nd in rushing as a club. How great would it be to have a really dynamic passing attack to complement that, maybe open up some things in play action?
I think that was, in the past, maybe that was one of the things that was missing in our offense. I think right now, we have a guy or two as far as difference makers out there on the perimeter. We look a little bit different. We look a bit more electric at times. Ultimately, it's recruiting. I mean, we just recruited a little bit different as far as the type of skill kind of guy. And like I said, I think the quarterbacks that we have right now, any one of those three guys that you could utilize their talents and skill sets, and each one has something else that we could build upon.
Sean Harris is one of those electric players.
Oh, yeah.
You saw what he did last year. He can really give you an element over the top. What are you looking for out of him this time around?
Yeah, I mean, he's an electric dude. I mean, I've been in this profession a long time, and at all the levels of football, and the thing that really shocked me, I don't want to say shocked me because I knew he was a good football player, but we played Oregon a year ago and it runs by those guys. So he is a different guy, and like I said, that goes into the recruiting process of what Coach Hatch has done and what we've really done with our coaches and trying to find the best talent we can, and really excited to see what he can bring to the table. Getting his feet wet, sort of say, a year ago, and got some things underneath himself. Now it's a matter of putting it all together, but there's no doubt in my mind that he has the talent and abilities that we're really looking to stretch the field, and we could use that.
The rest of the receiver room also has a lot of depth. Khalil Newton comes back, but then you also have a couple of running backs who have changed position to receiver, and Jaden Cook, Jaden Turner, and they've had some flashes throughout camp.
Those two guys have, and again, Cookie's was a good back for us, but his ultimate position would be a receiver. I mean, he's probably one of the most complete guys as far as having all the tools and all the skill sets that you're looking for. That guy could really run. That guy could really catch ball. I mean, his ball skills are unbelievable. And then you talk about Jaden Turner as far as his skill sets as a guy. I mean, he's a great ball and hand guy. I mean, he can make different things happen in space. He's been plagued a little bit in the past with some injuries and things like that, and hopefully he can keep him healthy and on the field. And I think ultimately, down the road, he's going to be a benefit to us.
Coach, when you and Coach P and the rest of the staff sit down and really imagine what the most optimal version of your offense will look like, what is that when you guys have those conversations?
Well, I think, ultimately, with Coach's, philosophy and what it is and what we've really been around, we want to be able to pound the football, and we want to be able to be a physical, dominating run game. But yet at the same time, like I said, we've done a very good job, in the recent years of surrounding ourselves with great skill players. So the ability to stretch the field vertically with the passing game, and the ability to change up some of the things you do with the RPO game. And I think that we've, again, have a lot of weapons to utilize now. I think that, like I said, you're going to see a little bit more with that, open some space. Caleb's calling the plays now, and he's doing a really good job. And, understanding what the defense brings to you. So, like I said, I think in our arsenal right now, we're not short on anything. It's just maybe experience a little bit, some pieces. But I think eventually that'll come.
Coach Bache, always a pleasure. We are looking forward to the season. Thank
All
you,
right,
sir.
brother. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.